It's Friday, December 6th, 2024. Welcome to the AI Daily Brief for Educators with Dan Fitzpatrick, the AI Educator. Every day, Dan brings you the top stories from the world of AI and education, doing the research so you don't have to.
Hey AI educators, it's Dan. If you like this podcast, please consider writing a review on your podcast app and sharing it on your socials. Thank you. Now, let's get on with the Daily Brief. Our first story is from the Digital Poverty Alliance, authored by Elizabeth Anderson. It's entitled Why Digital Literacy is the Cornerstone of AI in Education and features in fenews.co.uk. The article notes that artificial intelligence, once peripheral, now shapes industries, workplaces, and daily life. According to the article, young people's job prospects and problem-solving capabilities will increasingly hinge on AI. Yet this technology also poses risks for those without adequate digital access or understanding. The World Economic Forum's Future of Jobs Report 2023 is cited, projecting that 40% of core skills will shift by 2027 due to AI and related technologies. The article points to roles: AI prompt engineers, algorithmic ethicists, and data storytellers that did not exist a decade ago but now hold central importance. It states that while today's students need these skills, many face barriers, including 1 in 5 UK children living in digital poverty. The article suggests that without intervention, AI may reinforce existing inequalities in education and employment. To address this, the article advocates integrating AI literacy throughout the curriculum. It highlights data literacy as essential, enabling students to understand how data sets power algorithms, detect biases, and evaluate content reliability. The article stresses critical thinking, noting that while AI can support creativity and research, it can also mislead or plagiarize. Students must learn to distinguish useful outputs from flawed or malicious ones, preparing them to use AI responsibly. Practical skills, including coding and hands-on interaction with generative AI tools, are presented as prerequisites rather than optional extras. According to the article, teachers require training and resources to deliver such lessons effectively. Research by the Digital Poverty Alliance suggests that many educators struggle with basic digital skills, let alone teaching about algorithms or deepfakes. Without proper support, the article notes, the responsibility may fall unevenly across schools. National coordination is also raised as a key factor. The article warns that differing approaches could create a postcode lottery in AI education, leaving some students at a disadvantage. It recommends unified, age-appropriate AI policies and curricula, ensuring consistent preparation across regions and institutions. Partnerships with technology companies and non-profits are mentioned as a way to provide AI tools and expertise. However, the article states that these partnerships must ensure data security and avoid commercial exploitation, and it calls for funding to provide disadvantaged pupils with their own devices. The article presents these measures as immediate, concrete steps that can prepare students for a future in which AI literacy is as fundamental as reading and writing. It highlights the role of policymakers, educators, and industry leaders in ensuring that all young people can participate in the digital world, mitigating risks of exclusion and aligning UK education with emerging global realities. The second story from Northeastern Global News is entitled Young Students Can Get a Learning Boost from AI, Northeastern researchers conclude. The article explores a recent classroom project carried out at Northeastern University's Oakland campus, where a group of 4th and 5th graders engaged in a debate exercise supported by an artificial intelligence tool. The project was designed by Northeastern education professor Tomas Galguera, who worked with lead teacher Lindsay Schaefer at the Children's School to introduce the students to a form of inquiry known as constructive controversy. The topic they explored involved whether controlled burns are beneficial for forest health. Format required that two students argue one position while two others argued the opposing side. They researched their stance, presented their arguments, responded to clarifying questions, then switched positions and continued building their reasoning. This setup, according to the researchers, was already a known method for encouraging more complex learning and greater cooperation among students. What was different this time was the inclusion of ChatGPT as an additional debate partner. The AI model was integrated to see how students would respond to it, how comfortable they might become over time, and what effect its presence could have on their reasoning and collaboration skills. Early observations suggest that any initial nervousness faded relatively quickly, and many students soon adapted to working with the AI tool. Schaefer noted that involving ChatGPT seemed to improve the students' interactions with one another. The presence of AI introduced a layer that removed some of the interpersonal tension that can arise between peers. In practice, it led to students listening more carefully and synthesizing information more effectively. Over time, the students' questions and arguments became more detailed and precise. By the third round of the activity, they had incorporated clarifications and terminology suggested by the AI, resulting in clearer language and reasoning. The research also indicated that students often responded more openly to feedback and questions asked by the AI. While students can grow defensive or dismissive when their classmates challenge their ideas, they tended to accept the AI's input without feeling personally targeted. In this way, ChatGPT's role as a neutral debate partner seemed to encourage more balanced dialogue. One notable observation was that when students treated the AI with politeness, using phrases like please and thank you, they tended to get better results. The AI also demonstrated an ability to interpret conversational cues. When one student grew tired of the direction of the discussion, ChatGPT suggested it might be time to move on, prompting the student to pause and let a partner take over. Students explored the complexity of the information provided by the AI. In one instance, a student uncovered new facts about certain plant seeds that need periodic fire to germinate. This insight contributed to a more nuanced understanding of the controlled burn debate. The approach allowed for individualized exploration since each group's interaction with the AI was unique. There were also lessons learned about AI bias. When asked to generate an image of a fifth-grade class engaged in debate, the model initially produced an image of a group of white students. When prompted more specifically for an Oakland-based class, the AI's output reflected a more diverse group, aligning more closely with reality. Students understood why this discrepancy might occur and saw it as a chance to examine how AI reflects the data it is trained on. The project's next phase may focus on how working with AI can support literacy skills. Researchers are considering whether transcripts of student AI exchanges might help in guiding students through the process of drafting written work. While final data analysis and reporting are still ahead, the initial results suggest that this classroom experiment helped students integrate AI into their learning environment. The shift from nervousness toward more critical engagement with the AI tool was noted, and now the class views ChatGPT's presence as a normalized part of their learning landscape. The results so far reflect a process rather than a conclusion. Galgera and Schaefer plan to document their findings more formally once they have analyzed all the observations and data. In the meantime, this example from Northeastern's Children's School offers a look at how AI might serve as a collaborative participant in elementary classrooms, influencing how students communicate, reason, and approach complex issues. Our third story is called Can AI Help Mental Health Crisis? Nearly 100 students, parents, and clinicians weigh in. This was written by Elizabeth B. Kim from the Cincinnati Enquirer. Nearly 100 people in the Cincinnati area contributed their perspectives on the use of artificial intelligence for identifying mental health issues among students. Their feedback came through a combination of surveys and a public listening session held at the downtown Cincinnati Public Library. Most participants were students, parents, mental health clinicians, and youth workers. About 80 people completed the survey, and around 20 attended the in-person session. Responses captured a range of sentiments that included cautious optimism, uncertainty, and concern. Over half of those who provided input, specifically 54%, agreed or strongly agreed that AI-powered tools might help address the youth mental health crisis. According to the data, 51% said they believed AI would make schools safer. However, there was significant uncertainty. Across every question involving AI, at least 30% of respondents replied neutral or not sure. A psychiatrist from the Lindner Center of Hope mentioned that predicting human behavior is challenging, suggesting that the pursuit of technological solutions comes from the difficulties professionals have faced. Several participants expressed concerns about privacy and bias. They worried that once an AI system flagged a student as high risk, it might lead to that student being treated differently. There were also questions about whether the technology could discourage students from seeking help. One school administrator noted the potential for AI to identify students who might otherwise be overlooked, while a recent high school graduate wondered if students would hesitate to speak openly if they knew AI was involved. When asked about allowing AI to record therapy sessions, respondents were split. 1/3 were comfortable with the idea, but a significant portion was not. Some described the concept as intrusive, suggesting that it could damage trust between students and mental health professionals. At least one participant raised the issue of involuntary hospitalization resulting from AI-driven assessments, while others worried about biased outcomes. Nearly 60% believed that AI language checks could lead to biased results, with only about 10% disagreeing with that possibility. Concerns were raised that AI could incorporate bias depending on the information it was fed. Certain participants questioned whether technology was the right tool, noting that the youth mental health crisis might be linked to excessive screen time. A clinical counselor pointed out that there might be a risk of responding to one problem caused by technology with yet another form of technology. Participants widely agreed on the need for more accessible mental health services, including increasing the number of clinicians, lowering therapy costs, and providing more opportunities during the school day for mental health support. Opinions varied on how to make schools safer. Some suggested more law enforcement presence or physical security measures, while others focused on monitoring spaces like hallways to reduce bullying. Multiple people pointed to approaches that are already in place. One example is the Hope Squad program, implemented in hundreds of schools, where trained peers watch for warning signs and connect classmates to trusted adults. According to survey responses and listening session input, having professionals and community-driven initiatives seem to give some individuals hope. Our final story is all about day one of OpenAI's 12 Days of Christmas. For the next 12 weekdays, they are announcing new updates to their AI offering. Yesterday, they confirmed the launch of a new subscription option for ChatGPT called ChatGPT Pro, priced at $200 per month. According to the information provided, this new tier includes unlimited access to all OpenAI models and introduces a full version of the O1 reasoning model. OpenAI's representative has stated that ChatGPT Pro is intended for power users who regularly test the limits of tasks such as math, programming, and writing. The O1 model, unlike many other AI models, is designed to check its own work as it processes tasks. This involves reasoning through problems, planning ahead, and executing a series of steps to reach answers. The approach can reduce certain errors, though it may take longer to produce responses. Compared to its previous preview version, The new O1 model is said to be faster, more powerful, and more accurate in coding and math tasks. It now supports image uploads and has been trained to produce more concise reasoning steps to improve response times. Internal testing by OpenAI indicates that the updated O1 reduces major errors on challenging real-world questions by 34% compared to the earlier preview. However, it was also reported that O1's full version performs worse on certain benchmarks, such as MLE Bench, which measures performance in machine learning engineering tasks. According to OpenAI, the new O1 model is accessible to all paid ChatGPT users through the model selector, but ChatGPT Pro subscribers gain access to an O1 Pro mode, which is described as utilizing more computational resources for complex queries. In evaluations by external expert testers, O1 Pro mode has shown greater reliability and comprehensiveness, performing better on math, science, and coding challenges. For certain coding questions, a 75% reduction in errors was observed, compared to both O1 and the earlier O1 preview. Additionally, O1 is expected to become available in OpenAI's API. The plan is to eventually introduce features like function calling, image analysis, web browsing, and file uploads. OpenAI's pricing structure is changing in ways that may influence how educators and researchers engage with these tools. At $200 per month, ChatGPT Pro is significantly more expensive than ChatGPT Plus, which is currently priced much lower. According to reports, OpenAI's own revenue projections, as covered by sources cited in the article, suggest that ChatGPT Plus might cost $44 per month by 2029. OpenAI has also reportedly considered more expensive business subscriptions with additional functionality. OpenAI is offering some promotional grants of ChatGPT Pro subscriptions to medical researchers at select institutions, with plans for similar grants across different fields in the future. ChatGPT Pro also includes unlimited access to GPT-4o and advanced voice mode, a feature that delivers a more human-like conversational experience. These updates come at a time when OpenAI is under pressure to reduce losses. While the company's monthly revenue was reported to be around $300 million in August, it anticipates significant losses this year. These costs include expenses related to staffing, office space, and the required computational infrastructure. At one point, ChatGPT alone reportedly cost around $700,000 per day. Currently, ChatGPT serves over 300 million weekly active users, with about 10 million of them paying subscribers. If you like this podcast, please consider writing a review on your podcast app and sharing it on your socials. Thank you.
That's it for today. Tune in every Monday through to Friday for a brand new episode exploring the world of AI in education. For more information, go to theAIeducator.io.